Moving the needle.
Yo, what is up, Movement Radio? We are here. We are alive. It is back for Moving the Needle segment with Jimmy Rock.
Yeah.
He's here in Moving the Needle segment. What's up, man?
What's up, bro?
Thank you so much for coming. Thanks so much for being a part of what we're up to.
Absolutely, man. Happy to be here. It's early. I mean, I don't know what time this is airing, but us DJs, we like our sleep. So
I know.
anything
This might be
before
the
noon is
earliest.
like,
This is like the earliest interview I think we've ever done. So, well, dude, we want to make sure we celebrate your EP that just came out yesterday, I believe. You released a single a couple weeks ago. But, dude, want to get into that. But real quick, like, Jimmy, just tell us your sort of your background, maybe what it was like growing up, and then maybe round that off with how you got into dance music or music in general.
Yeah. So I grew up the oldest of two. It's me and my sister. We grew up in a Christian home. Like the extent of my entire mom's side of the family are God-fearing believers. Oddly enough, my family's also got a history of planting churches. Like my great-grandfather did it. My cousin did it recently. Now his church, I think last year was named the second fastest growing church in the United States.
Whoa.
Yeah, so they're doing pretty good. So growing up, music, the arts, faith in God, gospel, that's just embedded in my core. I was in like Easter cantatas as a kid growing up, but
Yes, me
equally,
too.
like I mean, like I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, they used to have these programs called like Heaven and Hell. It was like a live
Yes.
thing. You know what I mean? You used to get involved in that kind of stuff.
Awesome.
But
man.
I've always dabbled around in music, played drums at church, played guitar, wrote music. Eventually started my career as a DJ 10 years ago, just DJing full time. And then I still never lost that love of wanting to create music.
Yeah.
So I started setting off on a journey a couple years ago to start putting out more original content. And here we are today with The World of Drops, my debut 6-song EP that is out.
Dude, that is so exciting. And yeah, on the intro, I should have mentioned that Jimmy Rock is not only a DJ, but he's an artist as well, sort of that hybrid, and also in another way, hybrid with like a little with hip hop elements. And we're super stoked to like unpack that a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, no, tell us a little bit about the EP real quick. Just how would you describe it, and maybe what's maybe one of your favorite songs? I know they're all great, but what's one of your favorite songs?
I know, right? Yeah. It's always like, hey, you're a parent, right? Yeah, pick your favorite child. You're like, what?
Yeah.
So World of Drops, it's an invitation. I feel, I grew up loving like science fiction, loving like outer space type of stuff. And I really wanted to take people to a different place where dance music is just where it's at. Whether dance music is electronic dance music, whether it's Latin, whether it's hip hop, I just want people to dance. I want people to have fun. And the purpose of all that is like, look, like I know we're going to be in heaven one day, and I'm trying to like secure my slot as a headliner on like Heaven Festival. But first off, awesome. I'm down here. I'm trying to sell tickets. I'm trying to win souls over so we can get a bigger crowd up in heaven so we can have the biggest dance party of all time. So
that's
awesome, that's kind of what it is.
We were just talking to AJ Mora last week, and we were talking about similar analogy. The Ultimate Guest List is one of his tracks on his new album. So it sounds like exactly like what you're talking about. It's like headline Heaven Fest.
Right.
It's you want to like sell those tickets, and you want to invite people to be on the Ultimate Guest List, which of course Lamb's Book of Life, dude. That's dope, dude.
That's right.
That's so cool. Well,
Except I think in heaven we're not going to have cool stage names because we're going to be loved and appreciated for who we really are. So it'll be like headlining Heaven Fest is James Paul Lyric. I'm like, what happened to Jimmy Rock? That's a cool name.
Yeah. Dude, we've been playing their song "Don't Stop," which has Bernie and Stephen Malcolm, and man, we're just like super dope. How did you get connected with those guys?
So I got connected with them. I mean, I've done festivals and whatnot, so you kind of hang out and talk backstage, and sometimes it's small talk. Sometimes you just can really catch a vibe with somebody. I remember last year, Social Club Misfits and Stephen Malcolm, they were on tour together. They had a stop in Detroit. Detroit's about a 2-3 hour drive from where I live. So I decided to go up there, kind of hung out with them for the day. We were chopping it up and stuff. Took my daughter with me. That was her first like concert ever, like her first like major concert, you know what I'm saying? So that was a good time. And then as I was working on the EP, I had the song I put together, and you know most of the songs off the EP, a lot of them are instrumental, but this one I knew I needed some features on, so I sent the track out to Fernie. He liked it. He dropped his verse. He sent it back. I was like, well, I still needed another verse, so I ended up sending out to Stephen Malcolm. He dropped down it too, and then that was it, man. I knew, I was like, okay, well, this definitely has to be the radio single. I don't know how much Christian radio likes playing, electronic dance music, but at least they probably have movement radio with Transformed syndicated on their station. So
we got that locked in, bro. Yes. We got locked in. I bet you a bunch of people would actually play that, bro.
Yeah,
I think so. Oh, and I was just thinking, sorry, I interrupted Tim. Dude, we're all warm-up DJs for Heaven Fest, for sure, because we know who's gonna like take the main slot. It just came to me. We were just talking in that last bit. I was like, dude, he's gonna throw down. We're just gonna have to warm up. I don't know how to do warm-up DJing very well, dude. I like to like hit the heavy stuff. But anyway.
So tell us, inspiration-wise, who's your biggest music inspiration and why?
Man, it's. Do you have to pick one?
It could
be a hybrid. It could be a hybrid.
Okay. So when it comes to music, I'm very like, it depends on my mood at the moment. Sometimes it might be John Mayer, sometimes it might be Linkin Park, sometimes it might be Justin Timberlake, and sometimes it might be Hillsong United or DC Talk. It's
yes, dude.
As far as music production goes, I'm a huge fan of like what Armin van Buuren does, Hardwell, like Blaster Jacks, W&W, a lot of those like big room EDM DJs. Like I was like sad that like Ultra and like all these like music festivals had to cancel this year, because I'm always looking forward to like watching them on YouTube. I'm sitting there, I'm like taking notes. I'm like, okay, how can I incorporate this kind of thing into my live set? Something like that. Sure. As far as like writing and lyricism go, I mean, I think Hillsong is absolutely killing it as far as like making relatable worship music that is catchy but still very unique in the writing. And of course, my all-time favorite band growing up is DC Talk and or Petra and or DeGarmo and Key. So
come on.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all know anything about that, but
I know that.
I'm a Striper guy myself, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
Sweet, man. Well,
let me just show you this real quick, dude. I found a flyer for Red Rocks Amphitheater. Oh my gosh, now I can't find it. Just the other day, and it had Petra and DC Talk on the same ticket, dude. And who was it? Not the Echoing Green, the Violet Burning. It was like a vineyard band, like a worship band. All at Red Rocks. I have it right here in my journal, but I can't find it. But anyway, go ahead. Ask the next question. I'll show you in a second.
I was talking to one of the owners of one of these Christian music festivals, because before I got into this, I was a promoter as well, and I thought,
oh, were you?
Why don't you guys like do a throwback Thursday night and try to get like like on the same bill on the same day you have like Petra and maybe like maybe like Eddie DeGarmo opening, and then you maybe have like Phil Kagi and maybe like Carmen, what I'm saying, like all these like throwback artists. I'm telling you, I know like some of the youth ain't gonna get that, but for us, they're like in our maybe like late 20s, 30s, older, like that'd be a ticket seller, like instantly.
Absolutely, dude. Dude, check it right here. Petra, DC Talk.
Oh my gosh.
Live at Red Rocks, dude. 1994. Don't mess, dude. July 26th.
That's right before Jesus Freak came out.
Yeah, dude. Way back, bro. No, I'm totally with you on that. That's so cool. Okay, next question.
94. I was thinking that reminded me of 1984, which is anch track that we've played of yours.
Yes, 84.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, 84. It's a good one. But hey, I mean, obviously you just dropped this new EP, which is great. But what are you looking forward to next? What's next for you?
Next, man, we have content we're dropping continuously for the next 3 months on my YouTube channel. We've got lyric videos. We have a How I Made It series that we're doing where I kind of go in depth with like the creative process and the inspiration behind each individual song. That's a 5-part series. We're going to be doing later this year a podcast called Drops of Knowledge that ties in with the world of drops. And that's where different creatives and people who were involved with the process, we're doing a Zoom interview kind of like this, maybe about a 20-30 minute kind of interview conversation segment where we go in more depth, not just with the creative process, but just like knowledge that they can share with other artists. So we have a lot of things going on. I know we've talked about doing like a kind of like a live virtual experience, you know, so people can experience the EP and some of the other songs I have live on the internet. And then, yeah, I mean, we got a few other tricks up our sleeves. We're just going to kind of see how things go.
That is awesome, Jimmy. All right, well, how do people get in touch with you? What is the primary way we can find you? I want to make sure everybody hears that in our audience.
Yeah, so you guys, if you're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you can find me at DJ Jimmy Rock. If you're looking me up on YouTube, it's just Jimmy Rock. And of course, you know, all their music streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, etc. It's Jimmy Rock.
That's awesome, man. Well, we're about to move on to our next segment, but before we do you have something in like a nutshell, like a 30-second, 1-minute thing you can tell us about Crave Movement? You were involved in that. I saw it from a distance. I was absolutely so stoked, but I kind of want to try to squeeze that in to what we're doing on the radio show too. So yeah. What is something we could say about, Crave, dude? What's up with that?
So Crave, it's a ministry based out of Kentucky. We literally travel around the world. We were just in Bogota, Colombia back in December. I know we're already having talks next year. We're going to, as long as this COVID stuff doesn't act up, we're going to be over in Germany. We're going to be over in Kenya, Africa, as well as some other places in the U.S. But essentially, we throw parties, and there is nothing that even remotely suggests it's a Christian event whatsoever. So we tell our security, like, hey, let people come as they are. If they're coming high, if they're coming drunk, if they're coming dressed in a crazy outfit, those are the people we want to come in. I DJ. We usually have like a local DJ do like an opening set or whatever. People party, they dance, they have a good time. We do all kinds of giveaways. Like we're giving away like Yeezys and cell phones and TVs and stuff like that. And that's all thanks to our sponsors. You know, all of our events have been free. All of our events give away free stuff. And then afterwards, we present them with the gospel. And on average, we've been seeing literally thousands of young people give their heart to Jesus every single time we've done an event. It doesn't matter if we are in a country with a language barrier, because we make sure we have a translator with us. The impact that it has every night is just absolutely mind-blowing.
Dude, that is so good. I have a million more questions, but dude, thank you so much for telling us that. That is so incredible. Praise Jesus, bro.
Yeah, so we're gonna DJ Jimmy Rock here with us on Movement Radio, Moving the Needle segment. Go to our YouTube channel at Transform EDM. Watch the rest of the interview. We're gonna go ahead and continue. So so Crave, you know, obviously we've seen some stuff on Instagram and all that. Are there plans for like live streams? You know, everyone's doing live streams these days. Are there plans for live streams? Have you done any of those? You know, what are the plans there for that?
I know we've had conversations about that. Kind of what we've sort of concluded, at least up until this point, is we didn't want to live stream like the DJ said. We kind of want to take a different approach with it, because I feel that sometimes music experienced in a live setting cannot be replicated through a stream. And I'm sure like other DJs, like we all understand that, like the interaction isn't quite there. What they've been sort of doing is sort of creating like short film type things, like, you know, like 5-10 minute kind of like video series. And few of them, man, they've been hitting like a few million views whenever we're dropping something like that on Facebook or YouTube. So we've been kind of taking that approach to spread the gospel in that way as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, the live stream thing has been interesting as we've seen it develop. And I think we would probably, you know, in general, probably agree with what you just said, as far as like, it's hard to replicate that experience. And you've got the wide spectrum, right? You've got the guys who are doing great. You know, you got like a guy like Cascade, which I enjoy Cascade. You know, he's DJing over the Grand Canyon, like this he's literally like on a thing that kind of hangs over a gap in the Grand Canyon, or you got these guys that are doing these, beautiful, landscapes and things, and it's a very great visual experience while you're listening to the music they do. But then you also got like the DJ in the basement trying to do, you can see his bag of Cheetos in the background. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So what's the fine line? And so I think if you do that, you have to do it well. And so that's just kind of where we're landed. We're definitely open to it. But I think if you do live stream, it has to be done well. And I think perhaps your approach is a great alternative to that. I'm just curious, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I know, like I said, I kind of mentioned earlier, we've talked about doing like a World of Drops sort of like virtual concert at some point. At this time, we're kind of thinking about there's a place up in Cleveland, they're a production company. I can get 40-foot by 30-foot LED walls, kind of behind me. And I'm a very like with electronic dance music, there's a very like visual experience that happens with it. We've talked about kind of like filming something there and maybe launching that on like New Year's Eve, because with New Year's Eve this year, we don't know what COVID's going to look like. People might want to quarantine, but they still might want to have that dance party experience. So that's sort of a route that we've been talking about taking.
They'll have all their friends over for a crowded house party while they watch in quarantine, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's funny, man. All right, we kind of have a couple just like ridiculous questions, or like not like a typical industry question. So, are you a coffee or a tea type person? Duncan? Coffee?
Actually, when it comes to tea, I actually cannot stand the taste. There's been so many times I've tried it, because I'm sort of like the odd one in my family. My family doesn't like coffee, but they love tea. I hate tea and I love coffee. And there's been so many times you're like, well, try this one. This tastes like juice, or Kool-Aid. I'm like, I can still taste the coffee, and I get that, that bitter like stank face, when I drink it. I can't do it.
Well, bro, like just a suggestion. I like coffee too, probably more, definitely in the morning. But tea, like English tea, a little bit of like milk on the top, like you're in England, and a cup of tea. That way better than like the fruity types teas. So I'm with you on that. I'm not into like lemon.
I do like bubble tea. I do like that.
Okay, I haven't had that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You might have had that.
That's one I do like.
Okay.
I'm more like peachy tips. But anyway, all right, dude.
He's British. Leave him alone.
Not really, but
he thinks he is.
Wanna be. My grandma was. Hey, question.
Okay. Now I think I know what your answer is going to be just by what you're wearing, but I'm just going to say favorite sports team. What's your favorite sports team? Okay. Are you still a LeBron fan? You should be, because he brought you a championship.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, bro. Like our city. Listen, when I was DJing anywhere in Ohio that summer, anytime you played anything, we are the champions. All I want to do was win. Anything that had to do with that, bro, it was like the most lit summer I had in like my entire career. I mean, Cleveland was like next level on the party stuff. That was a fun year. I you know what? Like, there's too many people, man, that get hung up. Like, oh, he betrayed us, da da da. I'm like, look, at the end of the day, he's got to do what's right for him, right for his family. I'm not that kind of a person. I will say I tend to like college sports a little bit more. So I'm definitely more of like an Ohio State Buckeye fan than I am, say, like Cleveland Indians or the Cavaliers, something like that. But
okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much an all Ohio. I got love for Ohio here.
Come on.
Well, OBJ yes or OBJ no for the Browns? Do you like the Browns, or are you more like Bengals, even though you're college?
Well, I mean, okay, I prefer the Browns. I'm just not a big fan of like their colors. It sounds silly, but like I've already DJ'd like tailgate parties. I'm thinking like I have nothing brown or orange anywhere in my wardrobe. Like I'm like online trying to find like, is there like a black and white tee that I can wear that still has the logo, that kind of thing. So
that's funny. Well, right on, man. Okay, so and you're from Sandusky.
Come on. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that right? Do you stay in Sandusky at the moment, or is that just like where you're born?
Yeah. Have you ever been here? Cedar Point, maybe?
No, but we have a very important question.
Oh boy.
Do you know Big Tom Callahan Callahan Auto Parts. And his son Tommy.
You know, yeah?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll have to send you a link later.
I'm referencing Tommy Boy.
Oh!
Dude, Big Tom Callahan moves brake pads like you don't even believe.
That's right, dude.
In Sandusky.
In Sandusky, bro. In Sandusky. So
I can't remember. There was only like one little scene that they recorded in Sandusky, and I don't remember exactly what it is, but I have not seen that movie in so long.
I know.
We looked up our Sandusky history, and we figured like we've got it nailed already. Like we know the whole backstory.
Oh yeah. Sandusky's also mentioned. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie with Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore, 50 First Dates.
Yes.
When she goes into the kind of mental hospital to see what's going on with her, you hear like over the loudspeaker they say like, and we were founded in blah 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 in Sandusky, Ohio. I remember being at the movie theater and we're all kind of like, what? Like, it just came out of nowhere.
Like, what?
That's a connection to that movie. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, dude, okay, so what would be the best place? This is one of the last questions, if not the last one, but if we went to Sandusky, where does somebody have to eat? Like, what's the spot? What's the food?
Ooh.
Yeah.
So I will say this. I mean, outside of like Cedar Point, Kalahari, which are two, and even like the islands, we have a chain of islands in Lake Erie.
Nice.
Those are extremely popular touristy destinations. A lot of boaters and stuff come up this way. We have quite the like culinary, like, you know, like cream of the crop. We've got a lot of super good restaurants up here. Like, and when I mean like really good restaurants, see, I'm the type when I travel, I try to avoid chain spots at all costs, unless it's like a regional chain. You know, if I'm out in California doing a show, yeah, I'm gonna go to In-N-Out. You feel me? Or you know, something like that. But here, man, we have a place called the Brass Pelican. They sell. They're known for their chicken wings. There's a place called Small City Tap House. It's Vietnamese. They've got sushi. If you're into like craft drinks, they've got about 100 different flavors of those. A lot of really good spots to eat here. Barra, they make. I call them hipster tacos.
Yeah.
That's the best way to describe it, but absolutely delicious. Which is probably why, like, you know, I was telling people, like, you know, you see people online, they're like, man, I put on some weight during this quarantine. I was like, I'll do you one better. I put it on before the quarantine, so I did before it's popular. Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude. You're ahead. You're a forerunner, dude. You're ahead of the game on that. Dude.
Exactly. Like, you know, everyone's like, oh, I'm getting started on my summer body. I'm like, well, it's May. I'm getting started on my winter body. What's up? Like,
that's awesome, bro. Well, dude, DJ Jimmy Rock, World of Drops, so excited. Like, seriously, like leading in so many areas, creatively, artistically, as a DJ with Crave, traveling the world, all that. So excited to have you, bro. Thank you so much for joining us today, man.
Absolutely. It's fun. You gotta do it again.
Moving the needle.